start? 2 o'clock. What time start? 2 o'clock.
Welcome to the D Brown Sports Show. I'm your host, D Brown. I'm here. I'm back, baby. I need Baltimore. Stand up. We're not on our way to the Super Bowl. We at the Super Bowl. We're going to get it in. B-More, I need you to stand up. Call in 410-481-1010. 410-481-1010. In studio with me today, he's back again. My man from FX Studios, man, John Bonacci. John, what's happening?
What's good, D Brown? Thank you for having me. It's a privilege. Thank you.
Oh, man, no problem. We're gonna talk about the event y'all have on Saturday for the youth. All you coaches, grab hold of the radio real quick. We're going to have something real big at FX Studios this weekend. We want to talk football, man. Super Bowl is here. Ray had the media day.
Ooh, 3 days out.
Everybody's throwing junk in the mix with my man Ray Lewis. Man, Lee, you know what? I'm going to get into that later. So, John, let's talk about the event you guys are having Saturday at FX Studios for youth teams, high school teams, college kids. It's basically like an FX Studios open house for kids.
Yeah, it's a sports performance open house. It's happening on Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. We're looking for parents, athletes, coaches, agents to come on up. We got the brand new Performance Training Center powered by Under Armour. We're going to be showing off what we can do for your young athlete, whether it's elementary school, high school, college, trying to go to the league. We're training all different types of athletes, so we have an open house at 9 a.m. at FX Studios in Hunt Valley, Maryland, this Saturday morning to answer all the questions about how we can get your athlete ready for the next step. Okay,
cool. So, coaches, you go in, bring your whole team. Look for John Bonacci. Tell him D Brown Sports Show sent you. I'm sure we can give you a cup of iced tea or a couple of dollars off or something.
Of course.
Let's get into the Super Bowl thing, man. The Super Bowl, Ravens, 49ers. John, I asked you last week. I said, John, you know who you have. You said
Ravens by 7. Sticking with it.
Ravens by 7. You sticking with your prediction?
Yes, sir.
Well, you know what? I'm going to have to go with you because I think the Ravens, is their time. I think all of the stars in the earth has lined up. Ray Lewis, listen, Baltimore, I told you early in the year when he got hurt, I said, we're going to be fine. I said, don't worry about it. I said, he's going to lead this team, whether he's on the field or off the team. But you have to understand that the thing that Ray Lewis brings to the table is bigger than headgear and shoulder pads. He's going to be the one that leads this city. Ray Lewis, we can adjust. We can look at Ray Lewis because we've had a couple of scrapes and they said we did something and we didn't do it. So we had the Super Bowl this week, John, and my man Randy Moss, who's my guy. Randy says, and I quote, he is the best receiver ever. And Jerry Rice, I believe, took offense to it in a subtle, arrogant kind of way. What do you think?
I think it's that Jordan LeBron kind of conversation. I think Randy Moss is the most talented receiver ever. But productivity-wise, I mean, Jerry's got him beat. But talented, ooh. Randy goes up and gets the balls that nobody else can go up and get. Randy made some game changers in the Dome down there in Minnesota. I'm going to stick with my man Randy Moss because I liked his style a little bit better than I liked Jerry.
I have something for you, John. Okay, now I'm going to say this. I'm going to say Randy Moss. You can call in 410-481-1010. I'm going to push the envelope a little bit.
Calling.
Jerry Rice, let me tell you, over time, he played 19 years. You got to remember, Randy Moss took 2 years off. He raced trucks. He played on the Oakland team and had a horrible quarterback. So I have the first 11 years for you. First 11 years of their career. Now, keep in mind, Jerry Rice had Joe Montana and then Steve Young. I mean, it's not like he had Lil Freddie from the barbershop. He had, now, Randy had Dante Culpepper, Aaron Brooks for a couple of years.
It's not bad.
Aaron Brooks, he's no Montana or Steve Young. Please, you talking about caviar and cabbage. It's not.
You're right.
Okay, and then he had Tom Brady, so he kind of, okay, cool.
He had some other sloppy Oakland quarterbacks
too, yeah, right? Definitely. They was mixed matching. They had the kid, with the kid from University of Washington. They had him.
Tuiasopo.
Yeah, they had him. They had my cousin. They had like my Aunt Vilma. They had like a bunch of people.
The popcorn vendor. They had
the soda guy. Okay, everybody. Okay, so let's look at this. Jerry Rice, first 186 games, he had 642 receptions, 13,200 yards, and 131 touchdowns, and he had 18 fumbles. His first 11 years, right? Okay.
About one a year. A little more than one a year.
Okay. Now, Randy, first 186 games he played, he had 928 receptions, 15,465 yards, and 148 touchdowns, and he fumbled 12 times. So it's a little less, and then you compare the quarterbacks, okay, so what we talking about? If Randy played with Joe or Steve.
You say Jerry has in the 600s in receptions?
642 his first 11
years. And Randy was up in the 900s?
928.
That's a big difference right there.
Big difference. See, then you talking about after that 11, you talking about he raced trucks or something for 2 years. Remember, he took off, and then he did a little. I ain't talking about.
Then he got bored for a year, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Then he went, and they were shifting him around. Tennessee played him. He only had 8 catches. I'm talking about the first 11 years. So people, please, Jerry Rice. Yeah, I get it, but Then somebody said they insulted my intelligence. Actually, I think I might have went off on this person. He said something about Terrell Owens.
Damn.
Let me say this. When I see you, we're going to have a problem. Because for you to bring up Terrell Owens in my presence in the company of Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Michael Irvin, Lance Allworth, yeah, whatever. Terrell Owens has a bad disease called the dropsies. Now they say, oh, Randy Moss don't go across the middle. Well, you said Deion Sanders wouldn't tackle nobody, but guess what? He's still the best cover corner to ever live in the National Football League. Take that to the bank. Call in if you don't like what I'm saying. 410-481-1010. Also, at the press conference, somebody brought up about the deer horn spray or something.
Yeah, you got to fill me in on that.
The deer, okay, so basically they're saying it's some kind of steroid to basically make your body heal quicker. And now they're saying, okay, the University of Alabama team sprayed it on their tongue before the national championship game. Like, for real, who does that? Like, look, let this man play his game. Let him leave. 17 years, he never failed a drug test. Sports Illustrated comes out with a story. You know, SI, you're not doing yourself, like, really no justice. You know, the guy that wrote it, yeah, I did research on you. You're incompetent. Call me, 410-481-1010. You know the number. All right. So we're gonna have a caller today, Richard Quinn, the tight end from the Cincinnati Bengals, and we're supposed to have an in studio guest, Brian Dixon, the safety from the University of North Carolina, or former safety from the University of North Carolina. John, let me ask your opinion about this. President Obama came out and said that if he had a son, he would think twice about him playing football. If you had little John, you have a little John the third, what would you do?
I love football, D. I love football. I would tell my son, do whatever you want. If that's the way that you want to get your competitive spirit out there,
right?
Go get it.
Okay,
go get it. I got no issue with that.
Well, this is the beef. The beef is that they're saying they're trying to enforce the strike zone from here to here. When you get people moving that fast,
too fast, you can't be that calculated.
Listen, when I was brought up, the coach said, "Listen, Derek, get him down. Just don't grab his face mask." I'm like, "All right, cool. I could do that." So then came up with the horse collar thing a couple of years ago. I get that. You know, I get it. But when you start talking about don't use your headgear, and it's just crazy. Like,
D, this weekend, I'm standing next to Cam Newton. And I'm not the biggest guy in the world, but I'm not the smallest guy either. I'm standing next to Cam Newton. I'm saying the whole time, how do you get a cat like this down? Well, and then if you tell me all these rules about I can't touch him here, I can't go there, I can't jump here, man, I'm so at a disadvantage at that point. I don't understand.
Well, I'm not a little guy, and I stood in the interview Cam, and Cam's like 3 inches taller than me, so Monster. He's at least 6'6". Hold on for a minute, John. We got Anthony. On line one. Anthony, you on the air with D Brown Sports Show.
Yeah, you mentioned something about Ray Lewis not failing a test, and I don't know if he took whatever, but I mean that's no excuse. I mean, Lance Armstrong never failed a test either. Now he come out years later talking about, oh yeah, I did do X, Y, Z. So
well, I don't think nobody can, somebody saying that he did it. You know what I'm saying? That's like, somebody saying that I robbed a bank, and I'm sitting here talking to you on the phone. Like, anybody can say anything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So I mean, it's like you got to let this thing play out. We kind of jump to conclusions what the media puts in our faces, and then later on things come out. So you just gotta let it, but really just kind of let it go, and then we see, time reveals all truth, and we see what's up.
You know what? I understand that, but because I've been a player, and because I'm, I guess, in the media now, I know that every media person look for that one story that's going to make. That's just like every lawyer. Every lawyer look for that one case that's going to make them
make that career. The
lawyer of all lawyers. So even if he goes back and backtracks the story and say, hey, you know what, Ray didn't do that, his name will be forever linked to Super Bowl 47. I just think he's an idiot, and whatever he needed to do, like, come on, like 4 days before the Super Bowl or whatever it is, like no, that's not how you do that. And then it's like, it's a nobody. If it was somebody like Stuart Scott or James Brown, I get it. But this dude, like, working at the corner store at the barbershop, like, he don't even really count.
What did he write it on his notepad, I think?
Yeah. I mean, and I get what you're saying, though. We was let it play out. But, I'm from the old school of innocent until proven guilty, not guilty till proven innocent.
I got you.
All right, Anthony. Appreciate your call, baby.
Thank you, Anthony.
All right, later. Yeah, Anthony feels certain. And I mean, a lot of people want to, kind of not really vindicate Ray, but they were like, okay, this guy's, he can't be. No, he's not perfect. I'm not saying he's perfect, but they're saying that he puts God in front of their face. Let me tell you something. Anybody anybody in this world, I don't care if you deliver pizzas, work for UPS, dump trash, I don't care what you do. If God blessed you enough for you to basically be able to tell the whole world about it, I say go for it. But all this about the deer spray on the antlers and
that's a cheap shot.
That's crazy.
You know what? I think the problem that people have is that he's just so heralded. He's getting so much respect, and nobody ever calls out any flaws.
They love him.
You know what I'm saying? He's so loved that I think if you're outside of the Baltimore market, you find yourself scratching your head because you might have seen Ray Lewis on a couple, NFL replays. You might have seen him on SportsCenter, but all you hear is about how wonderful he is, and you remember that story back from when you were a little bit younger.
Yep.
And I think that's what people have the problem with, whereas people here in Baltimore, they know the full story. They know how he gives back to the community.
And see, that was my beef with the lady. The lady that wrote the story, she basically said all these great things about Ray and was like, oh, but please don't forget back in 2000, I was like, lady, look, like I emailed her and was like, listen, lady, I'm sure she showed her boss, I don't care, I don't work for him. I don't care nothing about that. But I think that people put athletes on such a high pedestal that when they, bump into somebody in the grocery store or get into a fight or, have one too many, whatever, it's just like, oh my God, he just killed the whole world. Like, no, he's just an athlete. That's all he is. You see what I'm saying? So, but I think with Ray, it's a little bit different. I think he has a city on his back. And I think that Baltimore has embraced him because he's just been real. Like, none of your man ain't gonna go downtown Baltimore at 10 o'clock at night and stand amongst the hoods and the thieves. That ain't how that work. So I'm just saying, listen, let's just support Ray Lewis, man. We got a call. Fred on line 1. Fred, what's up, baby?
My man D Brown back in town.
Hey, man, I ain't nothing shaking but the leaves on the tree.
I almost forgot you was on there for a minute, brother. I'm glad to hear. What's Miss Captain's phone number? I'm going to call up and tell her to make you our permanent sports guy on WLB in Baltimore, because you the one here. You come with statistics and facts.
That's right.
Hey,
I
Fred.
like that about you, man. We need a real brother. But like you say about that boy Randy Moss and Jerry Rice, I love Jerry Rice because of his work ethic and the time he came through the mission. But this boy Moss, he did do some ridiculous numbers, huh?
He a stud, man.
Yeah,
and
he was a real soldier on that field.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so I mean we can't take away his props, but I'm sorry he said he was the greatest wide receiver ever. Why you got to be bragging?
Well, I mean, Fred, they wasn't taking enough pictures of him, man. He needed to get a picture taken, man, and they was all gravitating towards the young guys. He said, man, I got to say something crazy so somebody take a picture of me. So then when he said that, he had 20 media people in front of him. So I get it,
I see he may need to get his paycheck boosted up a little bit or something. But there's an old Negro spiritual say, let the work I done speak for me.
All right.
Hello, brothers. Glad to hear you brothers back on there, too.
All right, Fred, appreciate you, baby.
Have a good one.
All right. We got Ernest on line 2. Ernest?
Hey.
What's happening, baby?
Yeah, when they first brought that up, I think Ray should have said, that's ridiculous. I'm not even going to talk about it.
He did say that, and he laughed about it. He was like, you for real? Like,
yeah, I wouldn't address it. And if anybody needs to address it, I say, talk to my lawyer.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? When you say talk to my lawyer, though, that usually, like, Ray is just like, come on, that's ridiculous. He basically said, he made a plea that, man, listen, everybody just please stop talking about this because we don't want to give this guy no more, motivation than he already has. So I'm mad that I'm talking about it. But if I see the dude, we're going to have a problem. I'm telling you that right now.
No, but see, the thing is, even in Baltimore, every station, they supposed to love Ray so much.
Wow.
Always talking about it.
Wow.
So even in Baltimore, but see, the thing is this. We have made super strides in athletically. And I don't care, you can put your hand on your chest when you're playing the national anthem, but it's a lot of jealousy.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of jealousy. I mean, when you look at a football team now, the center is black. The quarterback is black in most cases. All the linemen are black. All the running backs are black. I mean, this is a sport that it's all blackball now. So they like it, but then they don't like it.
I think the athletes is in a whole nother, I think they're in a whole nother monster by themselves, whether you the last guy on the bench or you the first guy on the field. I just think as an athlete, I just think people are always looking for little small things. He said he was going to show up at the school and he left the kids there by themselves. And, that's crazy. I'm just saying, treat them like humans. When you start putting athletes up there by God and then they gonna mess up because man gonna mess up. That's just how that work.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Look at Gary Bonds, how he was treated. But when the Rocket went to trial, the pitcher, what's his name? Slips me right now. I haven't seen him up. That threw that fastball. I mean,
Roger Clemens.
Huh?
Roger Clemens.
Yeah. He went to trial. Every day he went to trial. Did you hear anything about Roger Clemens except he was found not guilty? And you know he was on something. He was throwing that ball just as hard as
Roger Clemens. Roger Clemens was a stud, whether he was on steroids or not. I love Roger Clemens. But here's my thing with that, with the baseball thing, real quick. The steroids thing, baseball never made their position. They never made their position in baseball. So why wouldn't you do whatever? My question to the doctor was, does it help your hand-eye coordination? Well, Barry Bonds hit all his home. Yeah, but he had to get the bat on the ball to even hit the home run.
Absolutely. I don't care.
So,
I don't care. I mean, he's the greatest hitter that ever was. I mean,
wow.
You can't. I don't care if you can't hit that ball. You just can't hit that ball. I don't care what you take.
Hey, Ernest, man, I appreciate your call, baby.
Man,
Harry was a beast.
All
He
right.
really was.
We got Charles on line 3. Charles, welcome to the D-Brown Sports Show.
All right, how's everybody today?
Hey, man, you know, I'm just glad to be here. I'm just glad to be on this side of the water. That's it.
Look, let me tell you something, man. They talking about Ray like he don't supposed to be there. All they doing is adding fuel to the fire. See, this is what haters do. See, this is their job.
They did the same thing in 2000, and look what happened.
Yeah, and see what happened. He punished them.
Got my Giants.
And that's what he's going to do. He's going
man.
to punish them this time.
You know what? I think this. I think when you start talking about what a football player is, what a football player looks like, Ray Lewis and Jim Brown, to me, pops out in my mind. Now, you could say whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? I just love the game. I love everything about the game. I like how the grass smell. I like the 2-day, 3-day practices. I like the crowd. I like the people talking about they hate me. I just love it. But I'm just like, listen, let this guy do what he got to do. Like for real. Like, come on, man. So, Baltimore, I'm asking you, man. Listen, just like a family member, you gonna ride it out to the end until somebody come knock on my door and say, I got the results right here. The guy from Sports Illustrated. I need you to do me a favor. Go to the Baltimore Aquarium and jump in the river. Man, appreciate your call, Charles.
We got your back, Ray.
Right.
Thank you. We got Ray on line 1. Ray, welcome to the D-Brown Sports Show.
Yeah, how you doing, my brother? I got two problems, man.
Okay.
First of all, you can't say anything about how you feel about how you feel about gay people. Now we got to be apologizing all these perverts because homosexuality is a perversion. And on top of that, hello?
I'm here.
Yeah, on top of that, you have to, I really turn down my radio, man, when I'm down my TV when I'm watching football games, man, because, I see receivers, man, doing somersaults and this, that, and the other to catch a pass, and they'll say, great throw, and you won't hear anything about, how fantastic the guy, had to make the catch.
Right.
And it just seems so racist, man, the whole 9 yards, And, we might be linemen now, but they didn't want this, man. They didn't want that, man. See, they can't deny it because we so great that they can't deny it, man. And they don't want but so many black quarterbacks in the NFL, and you know that as well as I do. They don't want but so many black quarterbacks. I hear him talking about Michael Vick, man. I see quarterbacks, man, starting for other teams ain't half as good as Michael Vick. Throw more interceptions than Michael Vick. So I really don't understand. I noticed that they don't give Russell Wilson a whole lot of play, man, like they give these other guys, man. And he better than the other two top rookie quarterbacks, man. They don't give this guy no play, man. I don't understand why.
Wow. Yeah, well, you know what? Here's the thing. Okay. Thanks a lot for your call, Ray.
All right.
Here's my thing. Everybody's trying to turn this into a race. It's not a race thing. It's not a race. It's a football thing. It's basically being able to see. You got to understand that Ray Lewis captivates people. Black, white, purple, green with polka dots, AKAs, deltas, sigmas, Q dogs, everybody. Like, he captivates people. You listen to what I'm telling you. He captivates people. He motivates people. It ain't about color. As far as the black quarterback thing, listen. Every quarterback has a system. I don't care if he's, Johnny White boy. I don't care what he is. If you don't find a quarterback with the right system, he's going to look like he's thinking the place out. Mm-hmm. That's just how that works. I don't know. Listen, if anybody from Philadelphia listening, tell them people, listen, Put Michael Vick and just say, listen, Mike, go out there. Just don't turn the ball over. If you feel the pressure, run. If you think you can throw it, throw it. Don't throw it in between three people. Air the ball out and let Deshaun Jackson run down the sideline and do what you got to do. That's it, John.
Mike Vick's going to be all right this year with Chip Kelly.
Yeah.
He's going to be all right because...
Well, they just signed Dixon, who used to play for Chip Kelly at Oregon. So...
Oh, Dennis Dixon.
Yeah, they just signed him from Pittsburgh.
Knee injury.
Yeah, but if he can come back from that, and he ran the offense for Chip Kelly in Oregon.
I'm glad you brought up Dixon because that's a perfect example. Because
he should go to FX Studios and let my man John work him out, make sure his knees back together.
I'll get him ready. But listen, I think he'll be all right because they've had some average quarterbacks at Oregon over the last couple of years. Nothing great.
Very average.
They've had average quarterbacks, and I wouldn't consider Michael Vick on an individual level anything but average. He's well above average. So I think he'll be all right with Chip Kelly's new system. And then I want to go back to that last caller who was jumping on receivers not getting credit.
Yeah.
And Russell Wilson not getting credit. No way, dude. A.J. Green, young receiver, getting a ton of love right now. A lot quicker than other receivers have gotten love in previous years. Russell Wilson, RG3, they're getting a ton of love right now. So I would have to disagree with that last caller.
Can I just say I love A.J. Green?
Phenomenal, man. He uses his hands on every catch.
He
uses his
can
hands
do it.
with every catch.
He can do it. And I think, and everybody, all of my friends think I hate the Redskins. I don't hate the Redskins, dude. I just like the Cowboys. It's a difference. But I told you, I said, listen, if you can keep RG3 healthy, he's a stud. I watched him at Baylor. Like this kid is probably one of the top 10 athletes in the National Football League. I'm talking about before the knee injury.
Easy. That's easy.
The hurdles, come on, dude. Like he can straight up do it. Man, call in. Let me hear your opinion about the Super Bowl. Man, I want some predictions on the Super Bowl. Baltimore, I need you to stand up. 410-481-1010. 410-481-1010. Now, we are supposed to have Richard Quinn from the Cincinnati Bengals call in. Of course, he's late, as always. To see, what's going on. Now, John, let me ask you a question. FX Studios have basically partnered with Under Armour. Under Armour basically make everything from toenails to head gear, whatever. There's a story out. Story came out. This is a sidetrack from the Super Bowl. If you got a comment about the Super Bowl, call me at 410-481-1010. It's a story out. Junior Seau family, they are just buck wild as far as suing Rydell.
They're trying to get Rydell, yeah.
Like, for real? Like, listen to me. He plays the most collision position on the field. The middle linebacker is always going to hit somebody every play. That's just how that works. He knew what it was when he was going in. They gave him $50-60 million. Nobody had a problem with it.
Oh.
Now, that's why one of the reasons I guess they're pressing about the whole don't use your head gear thing, yada, 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 because the Junior Seau lawsuit and all that. Listen, it's like, I've said this once and I'll say it again. It's like being a fireman. If somebody's in the building burning up, his job is occupational hazard. You got to run in there and get the person out the building. That's part of your job. This is how that works. So for them to try to sue Rydell, I wore Rydell all the way up into high school, I think, and then I bike with the double chin strap. Never mind, it's a whole other story. But I might be. That's probably why I'm half crazy. I guess I wore Rydell. I don't know. Like,
I think that's why they're trying to sue Rydell and not the league, because they get it. They chose to play. Junior chose to play football. So what's he?
Now, did he wear Rydell from the time he was a peewee till his last game?
I mean, there's a couple. I think Shutt has some helmets. A couple different manufacturers.
Okay, so they should be suing all of them then.
But I think he's suing the helmet. You're right. He should be suing all of them. But I think they're going after the helmet companies to say, we entrusted that your product was going to do X, Y, Z, but your product only did X. It didn't do Y and Z.
Oh,
I think that's what his take is right now, is that just like you had a car, just like you had a seatbelt, just like you're at the amusement park and they buckle you in and that strap snaps. You're not. Right. I don't think you're blaming the amusement park, but maybe the manufacturer of that seatbelt and that device. I think that's the route he's going. Either way, every single time you clap your hands, you say break, you're ready to tackle somebody, you know the risk.
Now, do you remember, well, you're from New York, do you remember back in Jim Kelly, that Buffalo heyday, they had the guy, Greg Kelso. He had the helmet, then he had like the shell on top of his helmet. It looked like he just had like one real big head. Like I
remember John Olerud, first baseman for the Mets. He had the plastic hat.
Yeah, that was different. But it was a guy, Kelso, who used to play for the Buffalo Bills. He had a helmet, then he had like a shell on top of his helmet. I guess, that he didn't want that. I mean, he was always sticking his head in there, but I mean, I saw him, maybe a couple of months ago. He's fine. So, I mean, maybe it's just something to be looked into. I don't know. I mean, the Manti Te'o situation continues to go on. Isn't got so crazy. Like, I'm just ready to package all that. Maybe get in partnership with FX Studios, make like a reality movie about it or something. I got 2 kids I got to put through college, man. I need that. So, John, let me ask you a question. With the Super Bowl, running game wise, 49ers or Ravens?
Niners.
Oh, really?
I see Gore being. I said it last week. I think the key, the Ravens got to be physical up front, right down there in the 1 and the A gap. They got to be tough. Because if they get Gore getting 4, 5, 6 yards a clip up the middle, say goodbye. That's when they start going east-west with Kaepernick. Like I said, you got to be careful. If you don't stop Gore at the point of attack on Sunday, the Ravens are in for a long day.
Here's the thing. My buddy says that. Shout out to my business manager, Eugene LeGrand. Let me say this. Nada and Cody, both of them together bigger than my house. Like, I ain't got Gore. I don't have Gore doing all, like, literally, like, listen, Ray's like, listen, you stop him here, we gonna clean up the mess. Like, but I get it, but the Ravens, though, now people are like, oh, Ray Rice not that fast, but Ray Rice is not the one. He's gonna get his yards. He's gonna make at least one big play. It's the kid behind Ray Rice.
Bernard Pierce.
From Temple.
Beast. I don't think combine the two of them, I don't think they're gonna get combined more than $150. I don't think so. I think Flacco's going to have to win it for them on offense. What I'm concerned about, like I said, is Gore pounding that rock. The givens for the Raven are, we got these huge D tackles. I've seen a lot of givens that became useless in the big game.
Now, do you think San Francisco has somebody that can check Anquan Bolden? Yes or no? And I ain't talking about Eric Davis and Ronnie Lotton back in the day. I'm talking about right now.
One-on-one, no. One-on-one, no, but that's a scheme game.
Jim Harbaugh.
They're gonna run him across the formation, Bolden. They're gonna get him tough in those good matchups with those linebackers.
Listen,
those linebackers are tough too.
Listen, Bolden is like a couple of inches shorter than Tony Gonzalez, but he built like a Mack truck. Coach Harbaugh, get the ball to Bolden. I'm trying to tell you, they're gonna try to play Torrey Smith to the outside and have the safety roll over and to do the double thing. I get all that, but the tight end Pitter, he's gonna have a big day, and I think Bolden's gonna have a big day. That's it. I think they're gonna try to double Torrey because Torrey can go from 0 to he like a Jaguar. He can go from 0 to 60.
Yeah, but in coverage, wouldn't you say that the interior of the Niners defense is better than the outside, the perimeter of the defense?
Well, let me say this,
because that's what Pitta and Bolden be run through the interior defense. I think that's the Niners' strength. I would say you want to attack the outsides on a Niners defense if you're going to do it. That's where they get a little softer.
Well, here's the thing. Navarro Bowman he's a stud. Like, that's just how that is. But I don't trust. I don't know if I trust the 49ers front four. Like, well, Alden Smith and Justin. I'm talking about the 2 D tackles.
Agreed. I can agree with you there.
The 2 D tackles, I don't trust them. Now, you're talking about Baltimore's 2 defensive tackles. Them 2 monsters they got. We talking, okay, let's get it. Let's get it for real. And then Suggs is like all the way back. Like I can tell Suggs is all the way back because he's talking about people's mothers and everything. So Suggs is always all the way back. You know what I'm saying? And then you got, like I said, you got Nada, you got Cody, you got Ray is like, I guess he's almost, probably 90%, I guess. And then you got the kid that went out last game. They got the
Upshaw?
Not Upshaw. The other kid that I like, he's gonna probably take Ray's when Ray retires. He's gonna probably take his place. But then you got Ed Reed feeling good. Like, listen. Special teams, Jacoby Jones, like I get an edge to Baltimore. Like special team wise, I get an edge to Baltimore. I mean, I don't know.
Niners dropped a couple of those special teams balls against my G-men.
Yeah.
I've seen it before.
If they drop a couple,
timing is right for the Ravens. The timing is right.
If they get one turnover, it's gonna be crazy.
Kaepernick used to score like 80 a game at Nevada, and he's been putting up, I feel like, 30, 40 all the time. No, I think he's doing 27 a game right now for the Niners, which actually isn't a huge improvement over Smith, but they're going to put up some points.
All right, we got a call on line 1. I guess somebody... Dirk, you on with D Brown Sports Show?
Hey, Dirk, how you doing? It's rolling, brother.
How you doing?
Good.
Hey, Ro, what's happening, man? This is my main man. This is my man, Ro Simpkins. Him and my man, George Benton, are the 2 biggest 49er fans on this earth.
Here it comes.
Ro, I needed you, baby. I'm glad you called in. I'm in Raven Town. Ro, talk to me about your 49ers. What's happening with it?
Let's see. What you want to know?
Okay, let me. I just asked my man John. As far as the running game, who gets the edge, Baltimore or San Francisco?
I would give it to us for the simple fact we can switch it up. We got Kendall Gill as well as Gore, and we can switch it up from time to. I'm sorry, not Kendall Gill.
The Michael James. Yeah, he fast as all get out.
So I mean, we got on the pitch and we could go up the middle versus the Ravens. I think they just have Ray Rice, and that's pretty much it.
No.
They got Pierce out to him. But listen to this. What about your man? What about your man comment, Ro? I know you've seen it. Randy Moss said he may be the greatest of all time. What do you think?
Totally out of place. That was out of place.
You're 49. You Jerry Rice guy, huh?
Well, you know what? I'm a Jerry Rice guy. I'm a Jerry Rice guy, but I'm a fan first. Reality speaks. He hasn't put the monumental numbers up like Jerry Rice as of yet.
Did you hear the numbers? I gave the first 11-year numbers. Did you hear him, Ro? Let me run it down to you.
Staggering.
First 11 years, Jerry Rice, 186 games, 642 receptions, 13,200 yards, 131 touchdowns.
Okay.
Randy Moss, first 11 games, 186 games. He had 928 receptions, 15,465 yards, and 148 touchdowns.
Okay.
Then you got to remember, Jerry Rice had Joe and Steve. Like, when you say quarterback, you say Joe Montana, Steve Young.
Right. Okay.
Put that ball in the numbers.
And Moss had
Culpepper, Aaron Brooks.
They was in the NFC North. Who else was winning back then?
They had, Green Bay always been kind of good, but he had Culpepper. Then he played with Aaron Brooks out in Oakland. Then they had like my aunt that sold snowballs at the Coliseum. I don't know who and then he wound up, he had Tom Brady for like the 2-3 years or whatever he had. So, okay, I get it, but Aaron Brooks is like for real. So I don't know. I don't know, Ro. I don't know.
I think he was out of place for that.
Okay, he might have been. Well, I told the guys, I said, listen, it wasn't enough media people around him for Super Bowl. He needed to get some more pictures taken. So he said it, shock jock everybody. So everybody just came over, started taking pictures.
I don't think he's out of place by saying that. He's on his way out, right? His career is almost over. He needs to make peace with how he feels about how the media
49ers are
feels
saying
about
they
him.
want to sign him back next year. Randy's like, I don't know. I'm like,
Yeah,
Randy,
right.
shut up.
No
Keep your
way.
mouth shut. Like,
Yeah, Randy already said that. They said, would you come back? And his response was, well, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. Like, Randy, for real, sometimes you just got to see, you know what? That's why T.O. ain't in the league right now. Randy, call me, 410-481-1010. All right, bro, what about your defense, man? You got the homeboys. You got Vernon as our homeboy, and you got Navarro as a homeboy.
Right.
I get that. So that's, I'm shaking, but Baltimore, they got to get it done, baby.
Right. The key for our defense is to shut down Bolden and Rice. We're not worried about the tight end.
I just said Bolden. Bolden a stud.
He stepped up tremendously. So I'm thinking if we run our cover,
Mm-hmm.
we run our cover, and we shut Bolden down. Rice is the only thing. You're not gonna get too many. I don't think you'll get too many yards on the ground with us.
Okay. Well, I know Baltimore gonna try.
Other than that, where's your threat?
Let me ask you this: when you look at both, Ro, let me ask you just one last question, Ro. When you look at both teams, do you see they looking at each other in the mirror? Like both of them got tough defenses. They got good running games. They got the same daddy. Like they like looking at each other in the mirror.
It is. I think
y'all a little bit younger though.
I think I think our edge is on the offense. We have a more mobile quarterback. On defense, we have linebackers.
That's the part that scared me, Kaepernick. But you know what? I don't know. Yeah, I got Pollard taking a fine for hitting Kaepernick though. I do it. I do it. I mean, and when they run the read option, I would say, hey, listen, whether he throw it, pass it, keep it, talk to his mother, hit him every single time. I don't care. Every time he roll, hit him. And that's the only. Nobody's really hit Kaepernick like every play.
Oh, I don't know. I beg to differ. He was up in the middle of that Arizona, and they crunched him from both sides.
Yeah, but it's Arizona. That's like me playing against the 14 Boys Club. Like, nah. It ain't like playing against the Ravens. Like, that's like me playing like, Edgewood Stallions or something. Like, that don't count.
So who would you give it an edge to on defense?
Oh, you know what? The youth. Ooh, you know what? Front set. Ooh, I don't know. I'm just gonna pick Baltimore in the game. I'm just gonna pick. I don't know how it's gonna pan out. Akers might, hook one left. Like, I don't really know.
That's the last thing we need is it come down to a field goal.
If it come down to a field goal, trust me, Akers might have flashbacks or something. he might lunch out. I don't know.
They might have Kaepernick kicking it.
And then, hey, bro. Kaepernick, Mr. Do It. I tell you what, bro, you might want to send the 49ers a couple of dollars because they're going to have to back up the Brinks truck to pay him. That's for sure. Because he going to ask for it.
But, I mean, and he might get it.
Oh, he going to get it. They already told us that. Alex Smith won't be back next year.
Goodbye.
Alex Smith won't be back. So Kaepernick is it, baby. Like, put all your eggs in the basket. Watch out for Alex Smith in Kansas City with Andy Reid. Just, you heard it here first. I'm just going to put that out there. Hey, Ro, man, appreciate you calling in, baby. Hey, look, after the game on Sunday, I'll hit you up. We'll discuss it. Then we'll have you on next Thursday because I know if you win, I know you're going to be trying to tell the whole world about it. You and G. Benton. Now, G. Benton, I hope you listen. I remember your mother bought you them red, white, and gold Adidas for the 49ers. I got a picture of them joints. I'm going to put them up on Facebook.
Well, let me tell you this, D. Brown, before I leave. When the Baltimore do lose, make sure you tell those Ravens fans don't go burn pickles down.
Hey, bro, appreciate you, baby.
All right, bro.
All right, later. Oh, my God.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, man, great dude, man. He been a 49er fan. Even when they was, like, mediocre, man, he was ride or die with them. Come on, Baltimore. I need you to call in 410-481-1010. I need you to come on, man. We got to look. You had a 49er fan call up here. He did his thing. Fred, my man, the rest of my crew from Baltimore, man. Come on, man. I need us to stand up. Hey, look, Baltimore.
I want to hear one of those funny Redskin fans again. I want them to call up.
Yeah, Redskin fans are hilarious, dude. They had a good year this year. I mean, it's been a long time coming for them. I mean, I'm just kind of let them have their fun, Okay. They always say, we beat the Cowboys twice, and I'd be like, Dallas has how many rings, and Redskins has how many rings, and then they don't talk to me no more. Go flatline. Boo. Call into the D Brown Sports Show 410-481-1010. Do we got a call on line one? We have a call on line one. Hold on for a minute. James, you're on the D Brown Sports Show.
Hey, how you doing, everybody?
James, what's happening with you?
What's good, James?
Listen, there is no way the Ravens, their pride alone, are going to lose that game. There's no way.
I'm going to go with the pride thing. I can go with that.
Yeah, but not only just that, just the defense. Someone made a lot of sense when they allowed Broncos special teams to run 2 touchdowns back. It's not the same defense. This defense has stepped it up for real.
Wow.
They're knocking people out. RG, ask him, he'll tell you.
Well, you know what? Pollard is angry. And I'm like, people keep saying Kaepernick.
The whole team is angry. I'm telling you, these boys and what they're saying about Ray Lewis and fuel to the fire.
Yeah, but you know what? That's just plain craziness. Like, I'm not saying he did or didn't because I wasn't with Ray, but you know what? It's just like a family. Like, if somebody said my son did something, I'm like, listen, he innocent till proven guilty. Now, the SI people was going to report the story. They should have reported the story and say, here's the test. I got it right here. Shut up. And they didn't do that.
What's fascinating to me is they wait until the week
of the Super Bowl.
Anybody with any kind of common sense can see the conspiracy towards this man. But anyway, I'm not even thinking about that mess. But listen, there's just no way these guys are going to beat us. It's just man for man, they're not going to do it. And I'm going to tell you, Flacco is not going to let that rookie quarterback. He's a rookie, right?
Kaepernick is second year. Kaepernick might be a second year.
Well, he a rookie.
Isn't that crazy, man? He made such an impact in his
Flacco
short
is not going to let me tell you, these Ravens are hungry. So,
wow.
There you go.
All right, James, I appreciate your call, baby.
My man.
Thank you.
Right.
We have John on line, too. Hey, John.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to the D Brown Sports Show. What's happening?
This is going to be this is a game of emotion. And in one football game, it doesn't really matter who has more talent. This is a game of emotion. The Ravens are carrying all the emotion because of Ray.
Right.
They're going to win because they're a better team, but there is just so much. I've heard that the 49ers have been out partying all week so far. The Ravens have been going to bed early. They're going to win this game, but they're going to win this game by at least 16, 18 points.
Wow.
It's not going to be that close.
Well, John, you know what? I'm hoping so. And then, if they win with a 16, 18, you definitely call me next week because you and I are going to have a fun time with the 49ers fan. They keep sending me emails and Facebook messages and putting 49er logos on my page and all that craziness.
Okay, well, you got it.
Thanks a lot, John. Appreciate you. All right. Hey, John, listen. They have the Hall of Fame selection this week.
Okay.
This weekend. Listen, Hall of Fame committee, Art Modell better be on your ballot. I mean, he better, stop playing. Art Modell, come on, Baltimore, stand up. Let the writers know how you feel. Art Modell, he was the one that helped them get the TV deal to even be, you know what I'm saying, when they merged. So, you gotta put him out there. Okay, so listen, you got three wide receivers. You only can pick one. I'm thinking that's how it's gonna go. Andre Reed is, he Buffalo. I get all that. You know what I'm saying?
You're selling him real hard there.
Andre Reed is, Buffalo.
Okay.
4 Super Bowls, they ain't win none. Whatever.
Who else we got?
Great.
We got 2 more.
That's 100. He had 100 touchdowns. Tim Brown had 100 touchdowns. Which I love Tim Brown because he returned punts and kicks too. And then you got my man CC, Chris Carter. He had 130. Hey, stand up. Chris Carter, 130, dude. Like, come on, man, for real.
Chris Carter, that's my guy right there.
Listen,
those 3.
It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem if they don't pick my man CC in the Hall of Fame. We got my man Anthony on line 1. Anthony, you on with the D Brown Sports Show?
Ravens,
What's happening? Anthony? Okay. We lost Anthony. Let's call Verizon and try to get him a new phone service. We have Okay, so you're going with Chris Carter.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm definitely going with Chris Carter.
Chris Carter.
And then they had Larry Allen was on there. They had Larry Allen. They had Haley on there, which Haley deserves it. Haley has what, 4? He got 40. He had 2 with Dallas, 2 with 49ers. That sound right?
Sounds about right.
Okay, we got my man Derek Henderson on line 2. Derek, what's with the D-Bound Sports Show? What's happening? Derek?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's happening?
Oh, man, working.
All right, that's good. That's a good thing.
That's a great thing.
Yes. What's happening, Derek? What you got to say about the Super Bowl?
What's there to say? Best team win.
Okay.
Baltimore Ravens.
That's what's up. Be more. Derek said best team win, Baltimore Ravens. Hey, listen, when we do win, I need y'all to send me a special email about the parade because I need to be here before the parade starts. Like, I already need to be here to help make sure everything go well with the parade. Hey, Derek, appreciate your call, baby.
No problem, bro.
All right.
Derek just likes just talking on the radio.
Yeah, Derek's chilling. All right, so moving along to if you still got a comment about the Super Bowl, we got about 14 minutes. Call me up, 410-481-1010. We're going to move to the NBA real quick. John?
I'm talking fast.
I got a problem right now, John.
What's up?
The Memphis Grizzlies, I guess everybody was inebriated. Is that a good word?
The Grizz kids.
They traded Rudy Gay. How do you trade your best player? Are you crazy? They traded Rudy Gay.
That's the Florida Marlins.
Yeah. They traded Rudy Gay to Toronto, no man's land.
He must be pumped.
Oh, man, I'm like, for real? He just had this look on his face like, come on, man, for real. Rudy Gay's from around here.
Yeah.
So, come on, we don't do well in Toronto. That ain't what we do. He was barely surviving in Memphis, but you traded Rudy Gay, and what you got back for Rudy Gay, it didn't.
What they get back?
They got a kid from Houston. Obviously, if I can't remember their name, it wasn't
not a great deal.
Now, listen, they should have traded for the kid in Indiana, George's last name. They should have tried to trade for that kid. Mm-hmm. I mean, you kind of like doing one for the other, but Rudy Gay is. Rudy, call me, 410-481-1010. The Lakers, they lost. They won 3 in a row, then they lost. Then Pau Gasol lunches out and says, "Have the best players on the court. I don't appreciate being on the bench the last quarter or 9 minutes. Yada yada yada. Do we get some cheese to go with the wine? Like, come on, Paul Gasol, be a pro, man. Stop playing." But I mean, I get it. Now Dwight Howard is down. Dwight Howard is out with a shoulder injury. Dwight Howard.
He's soft.
Dwight Howard, soft as Twinkie feeling, ain't he?
Oh, my
Dwight
God.
Howard,
Dwight
FX
Howard.
Studios, they get your shoulder back straight. They give you a good massage and all that.
Yeah, Dwight, get your ass in here. We'll get you doing some pull-ups. We'll get you working hard.
Call me up, 410-481-1010. So, now he's down. So now Paul Gasol is like, okay, now you need me.
Now you need me.
So, now here's the question. Is Bynum ever going to come back from Philly? Like, he's letting his hair grow like a wig or something? I don't know. What he's tripping.
Goodbye to him.
Okay, so last night, the Heat beat Brooklyn. I don't know if you saw the game. And I like Brooklyn. I don't really like Miami, but I like Brooklyn. But let me tell you something. Last night, Joe Johnson, he did like a back crossover to Chris Bosh. And Chris Bosh ran into another guy. Like, he wasn't even in the focus of the camera no more. It was like sick. It was sick. I was just like kept rewinding. I was like, Did he just almost fall? Like, I'm rewinding. It was crazy. My son got a big kick out of that. Shout out to my son DJ. He's off the chain. I mean, he probably out of school now. And my daughter, Destiny, those are my two biggest fans. So then the Knicks, your Knicks. Yeah. What's up with your man Carmelo? He's on a nut. 30 straight games with at least 20 points.
Melo is hell-bent on bringing the ship to New York.
Hey, listen.
He loves the Knicks. He loves playing at the Garden. He loves New York, and we love him.
But this is what I'm saying about when a man is vested in the team he played for. His family's in the New York, right? His wife and her family's in New York. Sounds so, right. Like, that's what I'm telling you about Ray Lewis. Like, he's vested. He's vested in this city. So we gotta scream. Even we not in New Orleans, we need to make them hear us in New Orleans. The Clippers and Minnesota played last night. The Clippers edged it out 96-90. I think they might have gotten into a fight. They got about 3 or 4 fights. Like, it was crazy last night. Minnesota tried to bully him. It was crazy. Boston beat Sacramento last night, and it was just so. So this was shaping up going into the All-Star game. You got Miami 1. Knicks 2.
Okay.
Chicago 3. Brooklyn 4.
Chicago is amazing that they're 3.
Without Derrick Rose.
That's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. 3. That's amazing. So Brooklyn's 4. So you got 2 New York teams in there. John, I know you're excited about that.
I love Brooklyn. Obviously, my family's from Brooklyn, Bensonhurst. But the only thing I don't like about the Nets, that ugly court. That court is whack.
Oh, we got my man Albert. Albert on line 1. Albert, what's happening? Welcome to the D Brown Sports Show.
How you doing? Real good there, sir. How's everything going?
I'm great, man. What's happening?
Not much. I know you're talking about basketball right now, but I did want to at least mention to you about the article I wrote concerning the Ravens' decisive win over the 49ers.
Yeah, Dr. Jones, what's happening?
Not much, sir.
I'm used to calling you Dr. Jones, so when you say Albert, I'm like, who's Albert?
No, Alvin like the chipmunk.
Yeah, well, he said Albert.
No problem, sir. Yeah, but the Ravens are definitely going to win the game because of the mental game that the Ravens have, and we won't be able to get into all the detail that we featured. But we did talk to you off the air the other day concerning the fact is that there's too many advantages that the Ravens have over the 49ers mentally, and they should win it surgically, and it's going to be very decisive.
Well, I know you're not going to predict the score, Dr. Jones, but is it a landslide? Is it a tight game? Is it a nail biter? Don't go get a soda from a refrigerator? Like, what are we looking at?
I believe it's going to be slow at the beginning because most of the Super Bowl games are slow.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to eventually be a blowout. I believe the Ravens are going to blow out the 49ers big time.
Ooh. You know what, Dr. Jones, next Thursday when I come on air, you're going to be the first person I call because guess what? If it goes down, they're going to party for a while in Baltimore. That's for sure.
That is so true.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Jones. I'll get with you in the next 24 hours.
Sound like a plan.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
That was my man, Dr. Jones. He's off the chain. Like, he is...
Psychologist?
He is everythingologist. Like, he has, like, 25,000 books in his office. Like, any book you want. Like, sports, anything. Like, it's like the library
That's why
of
he's
library.
a doctor.
Yeah, well, they don't like call me Dr. Brown. I know a lot about sports. Okay, so...
Back 4 in the NBA East.
Yeah, so we got who was okay, so we got I ran it down to you, right? So we got Brooklyn, then we have Indiana,
okay,
Atlanta, then Milwaukee.
Atlanta just lives in that 6 seed. That 4 to 6 seed.
Yeah.
They just hang out there forever.
But you know what though? Milwaukee though, Milwaukee just need to do something. They got Jennings and they got
shout out my man Brandon Jennings, Under Armour right there.
Under Armour, Brandon
he trains
Jennings,
over
right,
at FX Studios in the off season.
Yeah, you might come over and get a peek of Brandon Jennings. You got my man to get his haircut there. My man that plays Matty Burke. Yeah. Matty Burke, yeah. He gets his haircut over at FX Studios. Then you got Boston is in the 8th seed. Dave Rondo's out for the year, so I don't know how they're going to hold on to the 8th seed.
And I hate Garnett.
Why?
Because he's just...
Why? Ooh.
I got to take my boy Melo's side. I don't know what they said on the court.
Yeah, but you know what? That whole
taking
thing,
his side.
I mean, they said that he said something about Melo. Like, certain things you just don't do. Melo's from Baltimore. Shout out to Melo. Like, he's, it's certain things you don't say to us. Like, you can talk about you talk about my wife, we gonna have a problem. Like, don't do that. So, the top 8 in the West. San Antonio, like a game or 2 in front of OKC.
Man, San Antonio.
They keep hanging around. They got
Since I'm like 4 years old,
they got like dinosaurs around too. Like Tim Duncan. Like, does he get any older?
Bounce pass, turn around, bucket.
Yeah. That's how that works. You ain't gonna stop that. That's the big fundamental. Then you got San Antonio. You got OKC. The Clippers dropped down to 3. I don't know how long Chris Paul is out, but all of their guys can't seem to get together at the same time.
They're not gonna win it. They're not gonna win it.
No, they're not gonna win it. But I'm just saying, I'd like to see Billups. The whole thing You know, I want to see that whole thing work out. Memphis, they traded Rudy Gay now. Remember this, they're in 4th place.
Mm-hmm.
They traded Rudy Gay.
We'll talk in a month.
In about a month, come back, or come back before. You're always welcome. We're going to talk about Memphis again. They're not going to be in 4. I can guarantee you that. So, Memphis, yeah, you didn't. I don't know who did that, but whoever made the trade, they shouldn't have a job. I should be going down to the unemployment office to talk to them. Golden State is 5.
Really?
Mark Jackson got them going. They got Bogut back. They got the big boy back. So now they got Bogut. They got Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to say this too. It's a travesty that Steph Curry did not make the All-Star team. It's a travesty. Harrison Barnes, but you know their team is what's it? The under 25 team?
Yeah, man.
Curry, Harrison. Yeah, pretty much.
Give him 2 years.
All right, so we got Denver in 6.
Think, oh my God, Gallinari.
Washington Wizards fan. Honestly, seriously, let me tell you what happened with JaVale McGee. You didn't have a vet that could pull him in the corner and get him to stop eating Skittles long enough to think everything would stop being a joke. Out Denver, he's playing. I mean, Nene can't stay on the court because he got chronic knee, whatever. You know, whatever, Nene. Work that out, man. You got Utah in 7. I don't even know who's on Utah team anymore. Like, Utah just kind of hangs.
I'm from New York. I don't even know what Utah is, dude.
Exactly. I've never been to Utah. That's one place I haven't been. My son always asking, Dad, where haven't you been? Utah, I ain't never been to Utah, son. That's for sure. I can't ski, and Houston is number 8. What do you think about you? Let me ask you a question, John. You're a New Yorker. Yeah. What do you think about Jeremy Lin?
See you later, buddy. I didn't lose any sleep over that.
Let me tell you something.
He wanted a ton of money for playing 10 out of 10 basketball a third of the time.
Listen, he capitalized. He came in. Nobody really thought he could do all of that.
He's a businessman.
Yeah, he's a businessman. So he went to Harvard. I mean, so he did. He played 10 good games, and he was like, you know what? I need that money. And they was like, well, we're going to give you this. And he came off like the mob, though. He had 10 games. He got, what, 50, 60 million? I think I got like 3 good games. I mean, how much can I get for that? A couple of million? I mean, I'm good. I can give you 3 good ones. That's all I can give you. And then Harden, I knew Harden was going to be a stud. Harden was a stud in Oklahoma City, but now he's just like, Kevin McHale's just like, give Harden the ball and everybody else just move out the way. They need another piece, though. They need something. And then, then the story that I'm following right now is Greg Oden might be signing with the Miami Heat.
Greg Oden?
Yeah, he might be signing with the Miami Heat. I mean, if he can get his knee together and all that. I mean, Miami really only need him like 15, 14 minutes a game.
Give Bosh a rest for 9-11 minutes, something like that? 13 minutes?
Bosh need a rest for a long time. I don't like Bosh for whatever. You're soft. You can't be a big dude and be soft. Like, come on, man, stop playing. Like,
just keep grabbing those boards. Make sure you kick it back out to Ray, give it back to